Hey everyone, welcome back to another Bullish Bears YouTube video. I'm your host Kevin, and with me today is Bullish Bears Jeremy, and today we're going to be covering Tesla. We're going to go over some earnings reports, some news reports, and some potential big changes that we're going to be seeing Tesla have in the future. Talking about Elon Musk wanting a higher percent of ownership and so on. So Jeremy, how about you take it away and we'll get into it.
Hey Kevin, glad to be able to do this video. We've been wanting to do this for a while and get a deep dive on a lot of these things. Um, Looking into Tesla technical analysis, I mean, we're kind of picking up a giant consolidation pattern, and we've got earnings after the bell tonight. So we're looking for a possibility of a breakout of this trend, compression, so to speak. Not necessarily a reversal at this point. We're just waiting to see which way this is going to break. But the news that's in the background, that's where a lot of this is kind of hinging on, will it break out or pull back? And there's a lot of things in the fire on that side. So we've got obviously the Wall Street Journal put out that article. It's Tesla in battle with Toyota, and they're competing to produce, the better electric vehicle. Well, there's good technology being developed on both sides, and it's not just about the cars; it's about production. One thing you'll notice is Toyota has kind of started copying Tesla's manufacturing technique when it comes to the on-box manufacturing method, where they're making a front clip, a rear clip, and then the battery in the middle is integral to the chassis, where all sorts of different configurations of those three can be made, customizing the interior layout, the body panels, and so forth. Which is all important, but the manufacturing efficiency in that is actually tremendous. Now, that's kind of technology that Tesla is or lending to Toyota, so to speak, unless Toyota's just sort of copying it. But there's usually a trade-off. Toyota loves to lease out their technology to competitors because it helps them keep their edge. Everybody's kind of known that about Toyota. So with Toyota, having the solid state battery ready to go, charges in 10 minutes, has a car that gets 700 miles on a charge.
Wow.
So the solid state battery is much less affected by cold weather, so they're going to be able to be used in cold climate areas, especially through the wintertime. I used to live in Montana. It gets pretty dang cold out there. I wouldn't own a Tesla in that state. But here, maybe Toyota's got the answer to the battery issues that Teslas tend to have. So lots of exciting things looking to change in Tesla, and there's some benefit from both manufacturers getting into a heated competition producing the better electric cars. But it's cool that they're sharing technology as well. I love that. So will this stuff come out in Elon's earnings call today? Kind of hard to say, but going into the first quarter, I can see there's definitely room for some bullish movement in the price of the shares. We're looking at targets up there at 268. We've got another target up there at 300, and heck, we could even see Tesla double by the end of the year if something goes really well. Now,
Wow.
the background stuff is where there's some other things happening that's exciting for Tesla. We've got Elon wanting to do a 25% stake in the company or acquire a 25% stake in the company to be able to have some controlling voting in the company to keep it steered in his direction to see his vision. And another thing that's kind of in the background and a lot of people have forgotten about is there's that nice humanoid android Tesla bot kind of coming out of the woodwork. Now that is something to kind of take into consideration here because not only is it a perfect testing ground for a humanoid android, maybe even a little AI thrown into there, to have a fleet of robots working in the factories building the cars in the production line side by side with the human counterparts. And because Tesla's manufacturing process is modulated to where if something happens to one sector of manufacture, it can be bypassed to a parallel sector to finish that stage and then move on back to the first line to finish the production. Well, if that's done with humans on one side and robots on the other side, the development for the Tesla bot becomes all in-house, which Elon loves to keep everything he can in-house. Why pay someone to do a job you can do yourself? And Two, it gets him a chance to beta test his own fleet of androids in manufacturing and then market them to others. And there's a whole bunch of other peripherals in that. What if you develop a fleet of humanoid androids that are able to go and control pretty much every manufacturing job or manual labor job there is out there? Do you sell them to the people with manufacturing facilities, or would it be better to lease them to these factories so that the
Hmm.
cost would be recovered much more quickly? Lots of things in the works here, and I think everything behind the scenes is going to come out this year, and I'm pretty sure he's going to start speaking about some of that to some level in this earnings call.
Wow, really great stuff. A lot going on with Tesla, the Optimus bot, the Tesla versus Toyota, the batteries. I mean, even when we're reading about it, it says this bot has the potential to be more significant than Tesla's vehicle business over time. I mean, Tesla's vehicle business, that's Tesla stock itself right now. So to say this could be even greater and bigger than the cars, I mean, truly, truly astounding and really makes you think, what does Elon have in the works? And what can us as investors really do with all of this information? So let's hit the charts. Let's do some technical analysis. Jeremy, tell me what you're thinking, where your targets are, and exactly how we're going to be looking to trade this.
So I'm looking at the chart on my end, and I also have a little pivot there right at 207. That was a previous target from last year's Q4 earnings report. And if you guys were around, you probably noticed that I was literally pounding a table on our social media about being bullish as heck on those Q4 earnings announcements, and I was not wrong, and it nailed my 207 target to perfection. That was just probably one of the best trades I've made in a really long time. Massive returns on that one. Coming back to that 207 is an important level, and we're there now, just on earnings day. So this is exciting for me. I have a fallback target to where if it does pull back, if maybe he's not so forthcoming with information about what's in the works during this earning call, maybe we see 195 as a critical support level. If we trip that wire, we've got measured move targets down to like 165 and maybe a little lower. That can be the downside potential, but the upside potential is a little bit higher and a little bit more probable if this information comes out. So I've got, of course, 268, which is a previous high in this consolidation pattern. We've got 300 as the peak of it, and anywhere in between, even up to 280 is a good step. So I've got targets at 268, 280, and 300 for the Bulls, 195, and respectfully 165 for the Bears, depending on how this earnings call goes. I know there's a lot of other metrics for how much they've earned. Everything kind of plays into effect. The one thing that I wanted to get into outside of technical analysis is that the reason for this recent bearish trend is uh, Elon announcing that he wants to take controlling stake in the company has kind of put people off because a lot of investors are worried that he wants to turn the Tesla bot into a subsidiary, and that just doesn't make sense to do so. I think he would be smarter to keep it in house and under the Tesla name. It is the Tesla bot after all. Making it a subsidiary would be completely, off
Rebranding
sites.
almost.
Yeah, he'd have to come up with like, a facility to manufacture them and separate from the car manufacturing line. It just doesn't make sense. He's got the space on the factory floor to have a line of robot production right there in house in one place. I think, in my opinion, that's going to be the smarter play for him, and I think that's kind of the way his mind works, is to keep everything in house.
Wow. Some really, really, again, great things coming Tesla's way. Huge things, whether they keep the Tesla bots as Tesla or do create it as its own company. Regardless, as investors, we have to be aware of these types of things because it makes an impact on the stock because Elon Musk is associated and owns Tesla. So we do have to be aware of these things because, again, they do make big differences in how we see price action and how we see charts and stocks perform. If things have good news, sometimes we'll see that reflect. Sometimes we'll see it go against. And again, this is really big because we mentioned robots taking over jobs. So this might be good for the company because it might save money on employment, but it might not be a good look because they might look to fire or clean house a little more, replacing them with AI, artificial intelligence, robots, and so forth. Now, is this happening right away? We don't know. Of course, we don't know. But it's something that's in the works that we do have to be aware of because we don't want to be caught off sides or we don't want to be left in the dust when something does happen. We want to be aware of these things before it happens, while it's happening, and during. And that's what we like to do here at Bullish Bears. We like to stay ahead of the curve. We like to give you guys the right information. We like to give you guys just an idea of what's going on, where our current targets are, how we're doing analysis on the stock, and so forth. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me today as well and going over Tesla. That was awesome. Really excited for earnings today. Really excited for this Tesla bot and even just to see what Tesla and Toyota does in the future together. Because like you mentioned, that 10-minute charge for 6 to 700 mile range, to me it blows my mind that that's where electricity and electronics are at right now. That's really, really like amazing. So thank you all for tuning in. Join us at bullishbears.com. We live stream every morning for you guys. It's either me, Jeremy, Creed, or Signet. We are all a bunch of traders with experience. We all do this every day for you guys and with you guys. Take care. Hit that like and subscribe button. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys in our chat room.